Hi there, listener. You're about to experience TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games, and there will be plenty of game talk, but also copious amounts of crude, off-color, offensive, and immature speech. So if you are of a rather sensitive humor constitution, we're just letting you know what you're in for with this show. It has games. It has jokes. You know, just games and jokes. Take the games, take the jokes, and have a good time.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to another TADPOG podcast. It's a show that happens twice a week where two old guys and another guy who's just about as old, but is married to one rather young lady.
Right. I'm actually in between you guys as far as age.
Literally.
Yep. You make me the youngest one here.
You're sitting between the two of us right now.
Yep.
This is like a metaphor for our age. Like, this is a timeline.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
If you're closer to Dave's age than you are mine, since you were sitting slightly closer to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you old fucker.
Yep. Soon to be. Yeah. Definitely.
How old are you? I don't even know how old you are. We're friends.
I feel like I could know this.
Yeah, I feel like this is something I should probably know. I don't know how old Tyler is. I don't know how old anybody is.
I wish this was like one of those like taboo things in Japan where Josh just his eyes get wide and he blushes deeply.
I'll be 32 in a few days.
Yeah, you're old.
Mm-hmm.
You're old, just like me. Tyler's 28.
Ripe old 31. Yeah.
16. He's 16 years old.
I won't be 32 for another like 8 months.
Yeah.
9 months. Yeah. You were like the oldest for our class, Josh, and I am the youngest for our graduating class.
Are you guys? Does someone ever surprise you and like, how old are you? And
Just you.
Yeah,
That's
just me.
just you.
Only me.
Yeah.
And like when I'm asked that, I have to like stop and like do math real quick. It's like 34.
Yeah. In my high 20s, I remember that being an issue because I had to count. But then like 30, I was like, 30, that's easy to remember.
Yeah, that is an easy one.
And then, yeah, I had to... I probably, anytime it rounds off, like 35, I'll remember that. 40, I'll remember that. But yeah, in between, I'll probably have to do math. So.
Well, it was like, I guess the older you get, the less it matters. Because Ian was like, I don't fucking know. I think I'm 42, maybe. I don't know.
I liked that answer a lot. I like that. I think that's how I'm going to start answering it. Just be like, I don't know.
42.
Just like, let's move on. I have no idea.
Well, we talked about it earlier, so it's Other Shit Monday, and for this special Other Shit Monday, we're doing
They're all special.
Well, most of them are special.
Every other shit Monday is special. Except for Leather Goddesses of Phobos.
That was special in the other way. That was special. That was like the Special Olympics special.
Did you guys ever see The Martian?
No,
I haven't read the book. They reference Leather Goddesses and Zork. And
really?
Yeah,
in the movie?
In the movie, yeah.
Man, we are like cutting edge.
Yeah, because
were you in the theater? You're like, Tadpog?
the theater wasn't. There weren't many people in the theater, but like Nicole and I just immediately look at each other. And we're both like smiling real big. It was like, yeah.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
And you had the best sex of your life.
Right there, just right there.
Just the old lady behind you just watched and smiled.
So our build up to Fallout 4. So today we were going to talk about Fallout 3. But before we get to what we could easily break into like 3 shows, I feel like, cramming it into one.
I'm glad to hear you say that because I've got like 3 things to say about this game.
Oh man! Like when I was making notes, I'm like, I'll remember this.
Okay.
Oh, about this.
Good.
Oh, okay. And fuck.
Good. I was hoping you guys would take point on this one because I'm gonna be like, tunnel snakes, right?
Tyler's
They rule. No, you're right.
Tyler's got a little break-in case of emergency glass over there with the note, and it just says "Talk about mods." So.
Step 1, recruit Josh. Step 2, have him talk about mods. Step 3, leave the annex. But first, I'm your bearded host, Tyler, and a few talking points. I want to give a top of the show shout out I activated my voice search on my phone. Okay, top of the show shout out he sent us very nice words before, and then just the other day sent more very kind words. So Sam Rizzo, and since he only like privately messages me these very kind words.
Yeah. Like, man, it's so big. Send another, please.
I want to give him a title and call him Shadow Fan Sam Rizzo.
Shadow fan. Okay.
2, Adam and I were very wrong about Star Fox,
About the amputated?
amputated legs.
So both of you were wrong? Because you both had different viewpoints on why their legs were amputated, right?
Because the Matt Pat, who does game theory, looked into it and like actually got in like a plane and flew it around and like a whole bunch of shit. And scientifically, like it does make sense that would help you not passing out from the G forces.
Yeah.
But your body very quickly, like maybe like a few hours, if you lost your legs and got in a plane, it would work. But your body very quickly regulates everything. I'm gonna be in a plane. I'm in a plane. Quickly. Cut off my legs. I'm going for Hitler. But your body very quickly adjusts to like it would have no benefit shortly thereafter.
Interesting.
So it's because there have been a few pilots who have done that.
So what was he saying what was game theory saying the reason?
They think it's just for land speed.
Land speed. I like the reason that I heard it was a joke when he said it, but I was nodding to myself like as a designer when he said the probably was just the artist was like, I don't know how to make animal legs look like human legs. I know, they're robot legs. And I was just nodding over here.
That is what I really think it is. Like you can explain it out. No. And so they can just go faster to run up to their planes and get in them. No, I think you're 100% right. All of those different animals would look super weird with animal legs.
Well, because like they're probably like, okay, well, do we make these look like demons? Because that's how they're all gonna look, like walking around with their fucking backwards knees.
Yeah, get Slippy like with squatty frog legs, and then Falco has like the bird talons.
I know. Let's just cut those fuckers off. Just give them robot human legs.
That's the no. Whenever Pokemon evolves into the Star Fox universe, that is a universal mandate. Like, we don't want to look weird, Fox. Cut off your legs. All animal children.
I'm glad to know that in the world where the animals have risen to power and they're flying our starships and everything, they still bend to our human needs. So it's like, can't look weird for the humans. I guess we got to cut our legs off.
And then I guess the third point is my more official intro into the show that it's Fallout related because there's a thing about Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas that I love, and it just plays into my own weird thing about beverages. So like a big thing in both games are the Nuka-Colas.
Yeah.
So Nuka-Cola Classic, Nuka-Cola Quantum, Nuka-Cola, there's a yellow one.
Don't look at me, man. I got 3 talking points, and Nuka-Cola is not one of them. What's the
Nuka-Cola Victory?
What's the
and
sarsaparilla?
something else, and then
Sunset
Sarsaparilla.
was New Vegas.
Because that is one of the most frustrating quests in New Vegas.
To get all the star cap.
Yeah.
Anyone here do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, me
fuck yeah,
too.
I did.
That's sad, and all 3 of us are like, that thing fucking sucked. I mean, we did it.
I got the Lou Shanks fishing rod. Getting all those cabs was not shit to me. So Dave and I went to the closest approximation to a Whole Foods that Paducah will get, and that is Midtown Market. And they had some curious-looking sodas.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, these are way too expensive, but I'm going to buy them so we can sample them on the show.
I was essentially there with the sole reason I was there was to enable you.
Because I thought Meg was like, no, let's go. No, let's leave.
Let's
let's leave
of those
now.
sodas for like 5 minutes. And then you looked at me and you're like, I mean, this is this thing that we could do on the show, right? I was like, yeah, we could do this on the show. Boop, you picked them up, put them in the cart. Let's roll.
Yeah, I want this package of 4 for $10. Absolutely. And I kept just picking up weird things, and Meg was like, oh, we need to go. I can't get real fussy. Let's just get out of here. Let's get out of here right now. So our first soda to sample is Fentiman's Dandelion and Burdock.
What is burdock?
Fermented botanical dandelion and burdock drink with ginger extract. Fentiman's botanically brewed.
So, do we know what burdock is?
No, I have no idea.
Anyone here allergic to burdock?
About to find out.
Yep. Get the EpiPen ready.
This will make for a good episode.
The one where everyone's throat closes.
No, humans are generally allergic to burdock.
All of us are allergic to burdock.
That's why the soda manufacturer is like, you sure you want to do this? Yes.
Yeah. So what do you think about the Brotherhood of Steel, guys? Oh, that sounded good. Man, you can hear the burdock in that drink.
Pass it around. Josh.
There you go,
Thanks,
Dave.
Josh.
And I will
So you don't traditionally drink soda.
right. I will remove my soda ban for this. So
You banned soda
yeah, I
for
haven't
health
had-
reasons?
Yeah. Well,
So if I don't like this very much, I'm gonna remove my drinking before 5 ban and mix this with Everclear.
It smells like licorice.
And it's got a strange bouquet.
So burdock, aka
Dandelion and
licorice.
burdock.
All right, here we go. Tastes like licorice.
That's- Yeah, that's weird.
It does taste like licorice.
not worth the $10.
Yeah, you're right. 100% it's not worth the $10.
I don't think it's very good.
It does it. It's really delicate. Like there's not a lot of like full-bodied flavor there. Like it's just okay. All right, we're cheap gum.
No, it
It's
doesn't
a little bit.
It does kind of taste flat, even.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gum? Is that what you said? Yeah, I can see gum. It's like licorice flavored gum.
Like a shitty brand. It's not a lot,
Yeah.
not a lot of flavor.
liquid licorice flavored gum. Yeah.
It's definitely an old person soda right here.
Twizzlers.
Oh, yeah.
Twizzlers.
Twizzlers?
It
Yeah.
does taste a little bit like Twizzlers. You know, just enough flavor. But we all keep drinking it, so there's something about it though.
Yeah, I want to finish it. I don't
No,
want to
I'm.
be wasteful.
I'm done. I'm just trying to get all the different flavors that I can tell.
I've never had dandelion wine, but I hear that is really good.
all right, burdock is also a plant. Side effects, interactions, and warnings for burdock. Here we go. This is according to WebMD. Burdock is a plant.
Cancer. You have cancer.
Yeah, congratulations. You didn't drink that soda, did you? Is the first line. It's,
Burdock, also called the insta cancer plant.
burdock is a plant. The root is sometimes used as food.
Sometimes.
Yeah. The root, leaf, and seed are used to make medicine. So there
Okay.
you go.
I don't know. This you could have gone back to the 20s and labeled this like a cure-all, and it would have been like just the same.
No, I like that because like here's the next line. People take burdock to increase urine flow, kill germs, reduce fever, and quote unquote purify their blood.
Man, my blood just feels dirty. Hand me some of that burdock.
It is also used to treat colds, cancer, anorexia, nervosa, gastrointestinal complaints, joint pain, gout, bladder infections, complications of syphilis, and skin conditions, including acne and psoriasis.
Kills all these ailments. Dandelion and burdock.
So it does nothing
Yeah.
other than taste like
Cures anorexia.
Twizzlers.
You'll drink it, want to get that taste out of your mouth so badly you'll eat something. Okay. That's it for me.
Thank you.
I'll spend $10 more before Wednesday to go back and get another one.
Thank you for sharing the sodas. I'm glad you did. What's up, Internet? I am Dave, and I am your bespectacled host. And how can I make this Fallout related? Okay, I got an angle. You know how Fallout has weird ragdoll physics, and how when you shoot somebody, their body goes flying into a tangle of arms and legs, and then where they meet their final resting place, where all their joints are at 90-degree angles.
Yeah, there's some weird
Yeah.
glitches.
You know how it does that? So on the way over to Tyler's today, I passed 2 dead deer, and one of them,
I know what you're talking about.
You
I
know
saw
where
it
I'm going?
too. I saw it too.
I was driving and I was like, what the fuck is that? Because it looked like, I didn't know it was a deer at first. There was this thing on the side of the road that just looked like a big trash bag full of elbows that someone threw out of their truck. And I was so like, I slowed down because I was like, what is this thing? And what I see is, I don't know what happened to this deer. Something horrific happened to this deer because it was like legs were not bending where they were supposed to bend. Like obviously it had been like hit by a truck.
It looked like you got hit by a super mutant sledgehammer.
nice.
There you go.
But there was one very interesting detail.
I saw this deer yesterday. This detail was not there yesterday.
Really?
This is the new thing today.
So that answers my question. Josh, so the deer's got a leg that's clearly snapped and gross. And like attached to this is a like happy birthday balloon.
Did you check what the balloon said?
Oh, what did it say?
Get well. So someone tied a get well balloon to the dead deer.
Not only that, they stopped on the interstate to do it. So I don't know.
Is that a dead deer? Man, get the balloon. Get the balloon out of the trunk. Our day has come, Clyde.
You got the helium? You know there's only a finite amount of that. We're running out pretty quick.
Yeah,
Worth it.
it was pretty gross.
We're on the way to the hospital to give Grandma this balloon. No, man.
This
Deer's a better use of that.
Yeah, this deer's way worse.
Grandma's dead anyway.
Yeah.
She doesn't care.
In defense of Paducah, Kentucky, there isn't a lot to do around here. So you got to find your fun where you can find your fun.
You get drunk and tie balloons to dead deer. Generally, it's what
You
we
drink
do.
your burdock, you get rid of your acne, and then you go tie balloons to deer.
Beer about your blood,
Yeah.
and then go frog gigging.
What is frog gigging? For anyone listening to the show who's not from the South.
Going through the woods or like a swampy area at night, and you've got a pipe with a nail fitted on the end. And when you see frogs, you gig them.
Oh my God, is that really what it is?
Yeah. Yeah.
That is not what I thought it was. I thought it was where you I never did this because this sounds awful. That sounds awful, the thing you just said. What do you call it where you got a bag full of BBs and you go out to a lake at night and you throw the BBs and the frogs think they're flies and they catch them and then they go to swim and they sink to the bottom of the lake. I thought that was frog gigging.
Inhumane.
A precursor to being a sociopath.
You both looked at me like I was a crazy man.
I've never heard that
After you
before.
just told me that you tie like a nail through a stick and stab frogs with it.
I've never done it.
Yeah. I've
I've never done this thing, but you both looked at me like, you monster.
It's like, we're used to our crazy. You're crazy something whole new.
Oh.
Because I know a guy I know on Facebook, like, I remember probably about 2 years ago, because I remember the post. He just posted, good old gigging tonight, and he had a pile of, I swear to God, 40 huge-ass frogs. Like, he just went and just kept killing frogs with a nail on a stick until he killed 40 of them, put them in a big pile.
I have a very vivid memory of when I was little. Like I called it frog gagging, and my parents thought it was hilarious and never corrected me. But
Directions unclear. Dick in frog's mouth.
They all laughed hysterically, and then they were like, should we tell them? No.
we went. This is my one and only time going because it mortified me because I have this very vivid memory of
The frog biting my dick.
frog biting my dick. Oh, it was awful. Croaked. Oh. Whenever we brought the frogs back, my dad skinned them, so there were these.
Oh my God.
Like cut the legs off, skin them, put them in a bowl with water, and then he was really excited. So yeah, there are these skinless, severed frog legs in this bowl. He was really excited, called me over,
I love murdering Josh. So excited.
and pours salt.
Put your dick in this bowl.
He pours a bunch of salt in this bowl, and they just start twitching.
Oh, man.
Pretty, and I stuck my dick in it. After that.
Damn, that looks good.
You know,
Zip.
that's twitching just right.
Well, I'm sorry I told the deer story because now I've got enough nightmare fuel for that. What's up, Josh?
And not too much. I just drank my first soda in like 4 years, so there's that.
Yep.
Was it worth it?
No.
Because
well, my cancer's all cleared up. And my blood's all purified, so I guess so.
I mean, you didn't even try Surge when it came back out, and we had some at the cabin.
That's barely soda, to be fair. The dandelion and burdock is barely soda.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Surge. Also true, but
Yeah, Surge, I guess technically isn't soda, right?
It's also just a carcinogen. It's fine.
Yeah. Do you guys remember the commercial in the 90s? Did you catch the part where they say it will give you cancer?
No.
Yeah, it's in there. Yeah, it's totally in there.
Josh, anything else to add?
Nope.
The intro?
No.
Frog Game Store is pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that was a good story.
Thanks for making me relive that.
Oh God! Thanks for making me live it for the first time because I was there seeing it through your eyes. It was awful. Well, he didn't just skin the legs; he skinned the whole damn thing.
No, it was just he cut the legs off and skinned the legs.
Ugh. I don't even like to think about frogs having skin. I just assume that they're just all that's just them. They're just green. That's just like not skin. It's
No
just,
organs or anything.
No, right?
Just- yeah.
Exactly. They're just frogs, man. That's how I think about insects.
You
It's like-
there's a zipper on the back. You pull it down, and
Yes.
it's just a skeleton.
Yeah, exactly. Because I've seen the skeletons in biology class, so it's like just one or the other.
Have you ever seen a
You put
a
the
deer?
suit on and you can swim around in
That's your
water.
frog suit. Have you ever seen anybody field dress a deer?
No, and I don't want to.
Oh, man.
Have you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because especially because you have to do it as soon as you kill it, so it's still hot, so the skin, Sorry, John Sullivan. I know this is probably too much.
This is going to be too much for me, I think.
Because you have to cut it just right, and then so the skin will peel back while it's still hot, so it slips off like a pair of deer pajamas.
Oh, God.
But most of the time, people I've seen will hook it up to their truck so they can just one fell swoop.
So what is field dressing? I don't understand it. Is it taking the
It's a better term for skinning.
okay, so it's taking the skin off?
Yeah.
Okay.
It might also involve going ahead and bleeding it out and stuff like that. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, there's a special hook on the ceiling of the rafters of my parents' garage that's meant specifically to hang a deer up so you
Yeah.
can drain its blood.
I know where they can
Well,
find
that's what he said.
Yeah.
I know where they can,
or people, I guess, if my parents are serial killers. I don't know.
I know where they can find one that's definitely not getting better soon.
You guys want to talk about Fallout?
Yes, please.
Dave, do you hear
No
that?
deer in Fallout.
I do hear that. It sounds like just the weird train made out of deer and frog bones. And
Slurp, slurp.
it's the slurp train.
It's the Doom train hooked up to the chains of 1,000 deer, and it's just simultaneously pulling them and dragging their hides behind them.
Have you ever seen a deer in a Fallout game?
No,
There you go. They all
got 'em.
Yeah. I've never seen a frog either. So those are the two.
I think there are frogs in Point Lookout,
Oh.
which is in DLC for Fallout 3.
Oh, I haven't. Okay, we'll get into the DLC because I haven't played a DLC for any of these games. I do hear that, which of course ushers in a segment that we like to call Dave Reads from Wikipedia. Okay, guys. Fallout 3 is an action role-playing open-world video game developed by Bethesda Game Studios and is the third major installment in the Fallout series. The game was released in North America, Europe, and Australia in October 2008 and in Japan in December 2008 for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360. The game takes place in the year 2277, 116 years after the setting of Fallout. 36 years after the setting of Fallout 2, and 200 years after the nuclear apocalypse that devastated the game's world, in a future where international conflicts between the United States and China culminated in the Sino-American War in 2077. Due to the scarcity of petroleum reserves that ran the economies of both countries, the player is an inhabitant of Vault 101, a survival shelter designated to protect up to 1,000 humans from the nuclear fallout. When the player character's father disappears under mysterious circumstances, the leader of the vault initiates martial law and sends security forces after the player, who is forced to escape from the vault and journey into the ruins of Washington, D.C. to track their father down. Along the way, the player is assisted by a number of human survivors and must battle myriad enemies that inhabit the area, now known as the Capital Wasteland. Fallout 3 was critically acclaimed and received a number of Game of the Year awards, praising the game's open-ended gameplay and flexible character leveling system. The NPD group estimated that Fallout 3 sold over 610,000 units during its initial month of release in October 2008, performing better than Bethesda Softworks' previous game, The Elder Scrolls IV: Oblivion, which sold nearly 500,000 units in its first month. The game has received post-launch support, with Bethesda releasing 5 downloadable add-ons. The game received controversy upon release, including the use of and the ability to be addicted to morphine and other drugs, including alcohol, in the game for Australia. Religious and cultural sentiments in India over the cattle in the game being called Brahmin, and sensitivity in Japan due to a weapon that launches mini nuclear bombs called the Fat Man, in a quest involving the detonation, disarming of an atomic bomb. Mm-hmm. But, here in America,
they actually
not offended at all.
The United States is, spoilers first. We're going to spoil the shit out of this game if you haven't played it. But, at least the United States made itself the villain.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So
they removed that quest in the Japanese version. And
which one?
The
Megaton
bomb quest, and they also renamed the Fat Man. So I guess as not to offend.
Yeah,
but they did refuse to rename the Brahmin, so it just never got released in India.
Huh? I did not know that.
I fucking love this game so much. This helped solidify me to get me back away from MMOs and back into console and PC gaming. Because as soon as I quit, got the PS3, BioShock, I was like, what to play next? Okay, this game's pretty cheap. And it was Fallout 3 for $15. So I bought it, and
good deal,
doing those games back to back, amazing. It did, I put it in, I enjoyed all the Vault 101 stuff. When I got out of the vault, I experienced some I didn't like it a whole lot because I had had nothing to stand on. I was no base, just kind of endlessly wandering around this huge world with no idea what to do. But as soon as I got a home, then I was set and I loved every minute of it.
Huh? You set up in Megaton.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. Yeah.
Because at that point, I had no idea how to do anything else. I didn't find Tenpenny Tower. I didn't know anything about that. So no, it was all about Megaton.
Yeah, there are a few quests. It kind of leads you along. Of course, there are quest markers and stuff, and you're kind of given the main quest as you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're Tenpenny Tower. I didn't find it on my first playthrough until near end of the game.
Yeah.
But
and
yeah,
it's weird how if you just don't go left when you get out of the vault, you just won't find it.
Yeah, but that's kind of just the nature of the beast for the especially the Bethesda style open world games.
Yeah.
Is there's just so much content, and unless you absolutely just master the game, there are probably things you're just not going to get to. This game, to an extent, the difficulty will scale with the player. So, as you play, as you level up, if you go back to a dungeon that you missed, or vault in this case that you missed, way back whenever you could have gone at level 1, you're going now at level 30, it still would be difficult. Mm-hmm. So there's still always the challenge, but yeah, there's just so much content.
Yeah, because easily, just not even seeking out to do every little thing, I easily put 100 hours into this game.
I was going to ask you guys how much time you put in, because I figured Josh is laughing, so I'm assuming it's probably in the thousands of hours.
It's approximately, for Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, they're approximately about 500 each. And then I also, before I owned this on PC, I played Fallout 3 for Xbox. So there's my first playthrough on Xbox, however many hours that took. So yeah, all in all, about 1,000 hours in Fallout. Yeah.
That's actually the first time I remember playing this game was at your house, or your apartment at the time. It was an apartment. And I had never heard of the game before. I'd never heard of Fallout before. And I remember playing it and being like, all right, I guess the first thing I'm going to do when I get back home is buy this game and play it, which is exactly what I did. Because it was refreshing for me to play a game like that, where it was completely open world, and like Elder Scrolls Oblivion, but they had changed enough to where the lore was compelling to me.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to probably make a lot of enemies saying this right now. The lore of Elder Scrolls is not that compelling to me. For some reason, the lore in Fallout is so much more compelling to me.
I love the lore of the world. Everything about Fallout, I think, is...
And it's a lot of it's hidden. Like and it does, you mentioned it was compelling. It has to be, because it's unnecessary. It's completely unnecessary. Any of the lore, you don't need any of it to progress with the main storyline.
Sure.
But you want to. You come in your adventures. You come across a vault. You want to go down there. You want to,
because there's a story behind it.
You want to log on. You want to hack into the computers and read the logs to
figure out
and
what
piece
happened.
together what happened in this vault, what went wrong, and that's like you. I mean, all that is completely optional. You can go in the vault and just loot it clean and not read any of the logs, but you want to do that. It's so much more interesting that way.
You see the ruin of this world. And of course your only goal is survival, but what the fuck happened? Why does the world look to us like, why does it look like it's the 50s, in 22, whatever. So no, I love it. I fucking love everything about this world and the lore. Because fantasy's been done a lot. It's way more common than what they've done here.
And honestly, I think that's why I'm not super interested in the Elder Scrolls lore, because I do kind of feel like, okay, well, this is a fantasy game, and man, I've retained a lot of fantasy information, and I realize that Fallout is a fantasy game. But it's just not stereotypical elves and shit.
It's not just post-apocalyptic game. It's a alternate universe post-apocalyptic game. Set in everything looks like it's from the 50s. So it's.
See, I hadn't had a lot of exposure to the post-apocalyptic genre. Like, I had read Last Babylon in high school and I loved it, but other than that, I hadn't experienced a whole lot of it. So once I played this, it was just like, fuck yeah, this is amazing. Because just the level and all the skills you pump into, and just how many different ways you can make your main character play this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did several playthroughs because. Yeah, there's all kinds of different builds for your character. You could be master, for combat, you can do unarmed, big guns. You could do small firearms, all that. Or you can just not do combat at all. Like there are, I think we've mentioned it on shows before, there are pacifist playthroughs of this game. You just avoid combat altogether. Yeah. And there's just the fact that you can do that. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I like the "Hey Ash, what you playing" about that because her character, her brother is trying to explain to her, no, you don't have to kill anybody. You can just why the fuck would you do that? Look at this, and blowing up bodies that go everywhere, and shit like that. But
no, I agree. Why would you do that? That seems like you're not even playing the game. I get the kind of fun behind check this out. I'm playing the game in a way it's not meant to be played.
It's a
I get
a challenge.
That,
yeah,
but it is super fun to blow shit up in that game because it is ridiculous.
And you can play the hero, you can play a villain too. People will treat you different. There's a whole Megaton, the first city you come across, a huge hub. It's the first major shop you get. You can get a house there. You use that as your base of operations, or you can just blow the whole fucking city up.
Have either of you ever blown Megaton up?
No.
Yeah, I did on one playthrough.
I've seen it done, but I've never done it.
I've never done it either.
I did it on. I really didn't want to. I was fighting with myself, but I made a new character because I made a villain, and I knew this villain from the beginning was going to blow up Megaton. Right. So with that in mind, I was able to
What'd you name
follow
him?
through the mission. I don't remember. It's probably something like Morbius or something.
Megaton Boom.
For some reason, in Fallout 3 and New Vegas, I just wanted to play an Asian woman. So that's what I did.
Yeah.
I think in my first...
Your inner Asian woman was too strong to deny.
Yeah. So I think in 3 I was a Asian woman named Charisma, and in New Vegas I was an Asian woman named Cordelia.
I think I'd see your theme there.
Yeah. So because you start off
As a baby.
So the whole lore as in Fallout, because they go to
You're
war.
a baby with Liam Neeson as your dad.
Yeah.
Pretty good game right there.
You get taken.
Yeah.
Because as the world is getting blown the fuck up, the U.S. government backs Vault Tech, who is going to make hundreds of bunkers for whoever can pay can survive the nuclear holocaust. But what they don't say is that I think hundreds and hundreds of vaults were made. I think 20 are control groups, so only 20 are fine.
Right.
20, and then the vault, I don't know, I've looked into the lore is so like deep and complex and spread out, but it's like, I think there's like a Vault Zero, which is made for like
the Vault Tech people.
Yeah, Vault Tech people and the top agents in the U.S. government.
Mm-hmm.
But that ends up like something goes wrong there, malfunctions, and they're all fucked. But
Yeah, something like that's just the nature of the Fallout universe. Something's gonna fuck up.
Yep. But all the rest of them were just experiments. Like all the other were social and scientific and all sorts of just crazy experiments on the population in the vault. Running from like a vault made of 99 women and 1 man, another one made of 99 men and 1 woman.
Yeah.
Another one, I forget, it's something like 99 women, 1 man, and 1 panther is one of them.
It seems like a weird. I love that. I do love that. Like each vault is kind of an experiment, but it does seem like a really weird time to do it.
Yeah,
It's like
when humanity is done.
yeah, like I feel like maybe that should be like, all right, we're going to fake a nuclear. We're gonna fake Fallout, and we're gonna get all these groups to buy bunkers, and then we're gonna experiment on them, as opposed to, oh, this is real. This is a real thing that's gonna happen. Let's perform experiments that we're not gonna be able to follow up on immediately. I don't know.
Because I wrote down all the vaults that you go to. Let's see. All right, 1, I guess another bit of Fallout lore that you do in 1 and 2 are with the forced evolution virus, and that is something that Vault Tech and the government are experimenting with.
Super soldier program, basically.
Yeah. Only it fucks up, and it turned the creator into the master, and then the master gets it in his head that like, oh, everybody has to be this.
This is from Fallout 1 or 2. I can't remember which one of the original.
I think it's the first one.
Okay.
Because like the master, like I look back and like your dialogue when you meet the masters, like even now, like it's fucking creepy. They did such a good job with this villain, but he's responsible for all the super mutants. So basically, if you expose a human to the FEV virus, they lose gender and everything just become this.
They turn into a genderless Hulk, or they turn into like a thing, like one of Lovecraft's worst nightmares, like the centaur.
Yeah.
That-
So super fucked up. And then
Yeah.
like, even the super mutants then have all these different varieties of monstrousness. They pretty much all just lose their minds. A few don't, and you meet one that's the exception. But basically all the East Coast ones just all go insane with rage. And that's super mutants. And then that's kind of the thing in the first one is trying to stop, because they have to have these huge vats of FEV virus that the master is taking people and dunking them in. When they come out, they're super mutants, and he wants to fill the world with. It's like we'll all be equal, and the world will be a utopia if we're all this. So,
No, to be fair, they're all super strong. They like don't age.
immune to
Like,
radiation.
immune to radiation. Yeah. So why not? Right?
He's got a point. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. I'm totally team mastermind. Yeah.
So Vault 87 is one of the primary research facilities. You have to get in there to get, I forget what item. You can't go in the front door because the door of that vault was directly hit by a nuclear bomb. So that's one of the neat things in the game. You can try to make it to that door.
Have you tried?
Yeah.
Because I tried once. It's did you ever try, Dave? Do you know? Okay. You start off taking low amounts of radiation, like 1 or 2, and then the closer you
I know
get,
what you're talking about. Yes.
it doubles and doubles and doubles. So I thought I could make it once. And there is like an item. There is like a briefcase you can see like close to the door. And it's like there's a skeleton there with a briefcase. So you really want to get to it. so I just like packed up all my Rad-X and Rad-Away and
Warrior
You have to
suit.
get your radiation suit.
everything I could get, and like just made a beeline for it and got it. And I'm taking like 80 points of radiation a second.
You're constantly having to spam.
What I'm
Rad-X.
doing is, because I'm playing on the Xbox at this time, so I know there's like hotkeys you can set up for the PC, but yeah, I'm constantly like, I'll take one step, go to the menu, take a bunch of Rad-Away, unpause it, go through, pull up a menu again,
Do it
take some
again,
more Rad-Away,
yeah.
and eventually, like step by step, and I make it there. And it's like a fucking 9mm pistol with like 12 rounds or something like that.
Yeah.
So it is not worth it.
Nope.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Vault 89. Just a story vault you have to go to. Vault 92. When you show up, it is a one where normal vault, only they were experimenting with psychological, trying to make the perfect soldier psychologically. So they fill this vault with people and lots of like musical instruments and stuff. So it's supposed to be like they think they're being like trained with music, but constant white noise is being pumped in with subliminal messages. And like the overseer kind of loses it and then like puts all these rage-inducing subliminal messages into the white noise, and it basically drives the whole vault nuts, and they all murder each other. And that's the vault where you find the Stradivarius violin you have to take to an old woman, which unlocks a new radio station for you to use. Then, of course, Vault 101, which is your home vault you start out in. That vault was an experiment for inbreeding. They didn't put enough a mix of population in it, so after so many years, they would forced to do constant inbreeding until the vault was programmed to be open, and then just see what came out. So the vault was never supposed to be opened at all, especially not even by the time like 200 years later. But for several other reasons, I think the vault's been opened a few different times. So their experimentation failed. Vault 106, which is the one you walk into, and in that one they were pumping hallucinogenic drugs into the air system, so as soon as you step in there, it's like one big acid trip where you're seeing hallucinations and trying to make it through. Vault 108, which is filled with clones of a guy named Gary. Mm-hmm. All it is just like 100 of a guy named Gary who only says Gary. That was supposed to be a vault where they would have insufficient power, so the power would slowly like leak off over so many decades. No entertainment whatsoever, but they made the armory just packed full of shit. So that just evolved into, there's a cloning mishap because they had a cloning machine, so it just became filled with Garys who would kill each other over and over and over again. And then Vault 112, which is another story vault. The vault and all its, like, it only had like 12 or something like that inhabitants, and they were supposed to be in virtual reality forever.
Yeah.
That was a creepy part of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually one of my favorite parts of the game.
Yeah, because you're hunting for your dad, and you find out he went to this vault, and so you track him down. There are these capsules. You go to this room. It's very well maintained. Like the rest of the game, everything's all like in a state of disrepair. Mm-hmm. And then you go into this room, and it's very well maintained. Everything looks new and fresh. There's
it's
Mr. Handy Robot.
One of the only place in the game that is free of radiation, animals, like anything.
Like just random debris. Yeah. There are these capsules all in the room, and you assume there are people in them. You can like read their names and stuff on them. And there's this one open capsule, so you get into it, and then
like you do.
Yeah, like you do. And you're whisked away to this like ideal like 1950s.
It's like Donna Reed or something. Yeah.
It's like white picket fence, type of neighborhood where everybody's happy, birds are chirping, everything's nice, but something's a little off. And
yeah, because it turns out that overseer was supposed to have complete control. He's the scientist that invented the virtual reality program,
the Matrix,
and everyone's
Right? Yeah.
everyone is hooked up to nutritional systems and stuff like that, and they're supposed to just be like, they could do this perfect existence in virtual reality forever. But the overseer is the only one who knows what's going on, So it has complete control over the simulation. So he eventually, like, everything's fine at first, and then he decides to play God, and he just like sets up horrific scenarios for these people and just murders them, makes them kill each other, drives them crazy, and then he'll just wipe their memories, reboot, and do a whole nother simulation, and they're none the wiser. You can see they're slowly breaking down. One woman alone is able to remember a little bit about, like, no, I was on a ski trip, and then, yeah, Danny shot blah blah in the chest, and like all sorts of like crazy things. So it's all, that part is, because you go in there and you see your dad is in one of those pods. You can't open it up, so you have to go in the simulation too. One pod is broken, so somebody is broken out. Somebody was in it and freed themselves, and then the other pod that's empty that you get in and join the simulation, which is interesting because there's a little girl who asked you to murder people. So
Your dad's a dog.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, because you can go around like murdering people or talk to people and figure it out and break the program.
Oh, you're a kid. Like you revert to a kid too. So
And then the dog is there and the dog's always following you around. And yeah, if you go on a spree and murder people, that's the twist at the end where the little girl is Stanislaus Braun, who's the scientist, and he laughs at you and said, "Oh, your dad's been here," and your dad is trapped in the VR body of the dog, so he's witnessed you do all these horrific things that the doctor told you to do.
Or you cannot do those things, those horrific things.
Yeah, you can sneak around and find the flaws in the program and exploit it. And
Every vault is an episode of the Twilight Zone, essentially.
Pretty much, yeah. That's not a bad analogy.
Like every one of them is an episode from the Twilight Zone.
But let's see. I guess going back to Vault 101, because I guess the tutorial is explaining the special system, which is all your stats: strength, perception, endurance, intelligence,
luck,
agility,
and luck.
Yeah.
The opening of this game, like the tutorial section, is probably one of my favorite parts. Like I know the virtual reality is definitely like a hallmark for me, but the beginning where you see yourself being born and then they project what you'll look like in the future, and that's how you like choose what you're going to look like, and you choose your name, and then the next section where you're a toddler and you go through the special book, and that's how you like choose how you're going to distribute your abilities.
And then as a teenager you take your goat test to determine what profession you're gonna do for the rest of your life. Yeah, and that's how you assign skills. So
no, it's really really good.
Did you ever talk to the teacher?
Yeah,
and you just convince him to give him whatever job you want.
Yeah.
He's like, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Just whatever you want.
Why do you think I'm here? He says. I didn't take this seriously either. What I love this part of the game, because I know we're going to talk about New Vegas at some other point, but I do want to kind of compare the games. Like this was a very special part of the game, because in New Vegas, I get the feeling where they're just like, let's just get them right in there. Let's get them immediately in the game, and they can immediately start exploring, because this is everything that happens in Vault 101. I mean, it's not crazy long, but I mean, it does take, an hour and a half, somewhere around
I think
there.
it's long enough to make you comfortable with your surroundings.
Yeah, and I like that. That's cool, because it's like when that vault door opens and that glaring sun hits you, it like all of a sudden everything's turned completely upside down. It's one of those moments where it's like if you didn't know what you were getting into, like if you didn't know what Fallout was about, like if someone had just put it in your game console and turned it on and been like, play this game, like that would have been an amazing moment where it's like, oh, the game doesn't take place in this vault thing the whole time. Like this is actually just like 0.5% of the game is in this little area. That would be that's amazing. And I feel like in New Vegas, it's just kind of like, all right, everyone knows what this game's about. Get them out, get them exploring.
Right. Yeah, New Vegas was the only first and only where you don't start off in a vault.
Yeah,
Fallout game.
Which I appreciate that. I'm glad they did that. But at the same time, it doesn't like. There's something just about that experience of just walking out for the first time.
Yeah, because like you said,
feeling that sense of loss after leaving Vault 101.
Because you're in there just long enough to get to know the NPCs, to befriend some of them, and then you're thrust out.
Because you learned how to use the weapon system by your dad gives you a BB gun,
Right.
And you go down in the basement and shoot roaches, which that's the proof that the vault was opened. That rad roaches got in and they can't get rid of them. So
That makes sense.
Your mom dies in childbirth. Your dad is like a brilliant scientist working on water purification. All the Fallouts, all of them are all about water. About trying to get pure drinking water.
In the Fallout lore too, it's not so much in Fallout 3, but in New Vegas, the NCR, which is it's the closest thing to United States government in the Fallout universe, which it's the Republic of California. Anyway, because
The New California
New
Republic,
California, they mentioned that their currency is all based on water. Like it's backed up by water, like the NCR. So that's how important water is to the Fallout universe. So.
So he's figured out how to purify like mass amounts of water. So he's left the vault to go do that. So then like shit goes down in the vault to where I've never not been able to kill the overseer. Because like your best friend, Ameda, and then her dad is the overseer, and like when shit goes down, your dad leaves. I mean, everything goes to hell. Fires are starting, and then
You gotta escape.
He blames you. You have to escape. Like I've never not killed him, and once you kill him, of course, your friend flips out on you. Flips on you for killing her dad.
I don't know.
I think I killed him the first time. The rest of the times I played through, I didn't kill him.
Yeah.
She will forgive you, but she doesn't let you back into the vault.
Yeah, that was the one thing.
It's still kind of, and I didn't notice until I was reading up on her one time that she dies. Like, did you guys know that?
No.
Like because if you which is this also completely optional. You get kicked out of the vault in the beginning. You can go back and rescue them. There's like a big civil war going on in the vault. You rescue your friend. She thanks you but kicks you out because you can't be around here because you're bad news. You know, you can find her later. She's exploring outside in the wasteland, and the Enclave come down and kill her.
Okay.
So, yep. I've never been able to save her. You may be able to, but it's like you come up on them, boom, she's dead. So,
Yeah, I didn't even see that part. Because you get, of course, the big thing in the Fallout universe is your Pip-Boy.
Right.
And that is a tool that fits on your arm. It's a screen that constantly monitors.
It's a giant Dick Tracy watch.
Yep. It monitors your health and your stats and your ammo, your inventory. Everything's on this Pip-Boy, including the radio. Like, I don't play like this. A lot of people do the various radio stations, and as you're running and gunning through the world, listening to
it's nice at
classic
first.
songs on the
It
radio.
gets old, with they've got a few songs on there, but
So wait, what do you do then? You don't listen to the radio?
Never.
You listen to, you got just silence?
Just there's the very sparse minimalistic music of the game, but yeah, that's all I do.
I didn't even know they had that because
Yeah.
I've always got the radio on. 100%.
I never listen.
It will actually give away your location if you're playing a stealthy character.
Really?
Yeah, you take negatives to sneaking around.
Yeah, you just have to turn off the light and turn off your music, and
That explains why you've never gotten a Butcher Pete joke that I've made.
Yeah.
Because that is a song in the game. Do you know the song Butcher Pete? Like, that is a song.
Can you just sing a few bars?
Hey everybody, have you heard the news? It's about a man named Butcher Pete, something like that. And then it's like just this happy, upbeat song about this murderer who just chops people up.
No, I haven't.
Which is my favorite song to listen to when I'm going through the metro, killing feral ghouls.
Yeah. Oh, ghouls.
I can't believe you guys don't know Butcher Pete. This is blowing my mind. I thought this was like a Fallout staple.
Because I brought that up because Vault 101 has their own radio station, and when you get kicked out, it's just silence. You get nothing from it except for at a certain point of the game, if you flip it on, it'll be Ameda giving you a request to come back and help, and that's the only tip off to go back to Vault 101. Yeah,
Interesting.
Yeah, I didn't catch that at first. I just was exploring, and I'm like 20 levels higher now, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try to go back. And I go to the door, and the door opens this time. So
I got Kenna in my lap. So if you're wondering what those noises are,
What are you saying, Kenna? Are you podcasting for the first time? Yeah.
yeah. But let's see, because you go to Megaton, option to blow it up or not. That's the first, like, because the karma system, good, neutral, evil, and that how people interact with you, what quests are available, the cohort you can get, different achievements. Which I like that system. At the same time, like, I'm glad there wasn't. No, she doesn't like it either.
She doesn't like it.
Yeah, the system is a little skewed. Like killing a bandit and looting his corpse.
Yeah.
Not bad karma. In fact, I think for some of them you make a good karma. If you try to pick his pocket though, that's bad.
What kind of characters did you guys make, or what are your favorite characters who have played through as?
My first character was based on a Mutants and Masterminds character I played, who was a sort of a super soldier. He fit pretty well on this. So he was guns, basically. Just like rifles, handguns, stuff like that. And my favorite playthrough was playing through as a sniper, though, like all like stealth and the big, or not big guns, but whatever category the sniper rifle fell into. That was my favorite playthrough.
It doesn't matter what I try to play. I played through this game a couple times. I played through New Vegas a couple times, and no matter what I set my abilities to, my skills to, and all that, I'm always a sniper. So like I always end up just playing a sniper because it is the easiest, I think.
I've played through more character varieties in New Vegas than I have Fallout 3. But it drives me nuts not being able to get into things I want to get into in Fallout 3. So I always end up playing like high intelligence for lots of skill points, so I can crank my science and my lockpick all the way up. I haven't played a sniper. I'll usually just get a shotgun and just run and gun in people's faces.
Okay, you mentioned intelligence, and that made me think of something I really wanted to talk about. Yeah. Boosting your intelligence, because every level you get a set number of skill points, and that set number of skill points is directly based on your intelligence. So really, if you want to like completely max out, you've got to start with like a 10 in intelligence, and so you can get those early on, like early levels. You get more and more
because every skill caps out at 100,
right? And
you can get skill books to make it grow up naturally, and you can get bobbleheads to make your skill cap
right
out,
yeah, there are other ways, but the majority of your skill points you get through leveling up, which the more the higher your intelligence, the more you get. But there's a nice little reward if you just tank out your intelligence, if you just dump it to like an intelligence of 1 or 2. Oh god,
talking about every interaction that you have with people.
Yes, because there's a lot of dialogue in this game, a lot of options to choose from in your dialogue with other characters, and you get these nice little dialogue options if you're just a complete idiot.
Yeah, it is. It's genuinely really funny and really well written. All of your options to do.
So do the skills really matter? Like, because I know like all the enemies scale to you, right? So like I realize that for like lock picking and hacking and stuff like that, your skill definitely is going to matter, because like there's a set number that you have to meet in order to unlock something. But like as far as like combat goes, like does it matter how high it is if you're firing at something?
Yeah. I mean, I think the damage will roughly double. The damage would roughly double from like a skill, whatever you start with, which is like 15 or 20, to a skill of 100. So yeah, if you're level 30 and haven't invested any in combat, hopefully you are stealthy enough to avoid combat altogether, or diplomatic enough. But if you pull out a handgun and start shooting a super mutant, you're not going to see that health bar
because
go
the
down
damage
much.
is scaling.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the damage doesn't scale. The damage scales with your skill, but their hit points and their armor the enemy's armor will scale
to your level.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never done an unarmed playthrough in Fallout 3, but I heard those are fun.
It surprises me because I know that you.
I did it to the max in New Vegas. Yeah, I made my evil character in Caesar's Legion be unarmed, and that was fun.
Yeah,
I do think New Vegas had better options for playing as a villain, because you had this whole other faction to go to, or Fallout 3, like
you're going to be with the government no matter what.
Yeah, you were you got to befriend Tenpenny and be with Tenpenny Tower, but the big villains in Fallout 3 are the Enclave, and there's no way to join them. You can. What is the president's name? Which there's a character I really liked, by the way.
Oh
God,
John something.
John.
I want to say John C. Calhoun, but I know that's not it. It's someone else entirely.
the president of the Enclave is a really fun character, especially whenever you find out the truth about him. Which I guess
we already said spoilers, so
yeah.
he's a computer.
Yep.
He's a computer.
So you can work for him, but there's still the general of the Enclave or the colonel rather is still your enemy, so you still have to deal with him.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's no way to actually join the Enclave. So
And the real only, I ended up, because there are a few ways to sort of cheat your way through, because like you get achievements for repeating certain level caps throughout. You play through at different karma, and there are perks to reverse it if you want to try and get as many as you can in one single playthrough. And I maxed out. I was good playing off initially, so that just means like Fox will be your follower, Star Paladin Cross will be your follower, and then there's somebody else. And there's some who will follow you no matter what. Some are neutral, some are evil.
the only evil one's the robot. Did you ever get him?
The military robot.
Yeah.
Jericho is also evil. Jericho, he was a raider in Megaton.
Oh, and it must have never got him then.
Because he's retired, but if you're evil enough, you can talk him back into joining you. And
I never played with a companion.
Oh yeah,
Never did.
in 3, it's kind of broken, and it's kind of better to not.
Well,
never
yeah,
did.
in 3, Fox, if you get her, it used to be it used to be a female, and then it became super mutant.
The super mutant.
Yeah. So if you get Fox on your team,
Because Fox is one of the few that retains sentience.
right? She's invincible. She's complete. I don't know if maybe the PC version they released a fix for the bug. I don't know if it's a bug actually, but yeah, completely invincible. Like I've tested it. I'm loaded loaded my game, got the Fat Boy and like all the rail gun and like every like heavy weapon I could, and just like threw everything I had at her. Hit points did not budge.
Like, and then like because Fox carries around a minigun and
a Gatlin laser.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So like the best weapon.
Yeah.
So completely invincible, the best weapon in the game, and yeah.
I think the only drawback is like because Fox will go into an uncontrollable rage anytime.
Yeah, you can't do stealth missions with
Yeah.
Fox, which is why I didn't use a lot of
Who
companions.
needs to?
Yeah.
I mean, at that
Right.
point, it's just like sit back and let Fox take control, right? You're Fox's companion.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I did like Sharon. Did you ever get him?
Is it Sharon or Sharon?
Sharon, yeah.
It's the same as the River
Farrier.
Styx.
The
Yeah, the
ferryman,
Ferry River
yeah.
Styx.
Because he's a ghoul in Underworld. And if you get his contract, no matter how, he's completely loyal to whoever owns his contract.
Yeah.
So as long as you get his contract, then he's your follower.
Yeah,
no matter
you can do
what,
whatever
so,
the fuck you
yeah.
want. Because I know it's interesting. Okay, the big glaring flaw about this game is I think it's the ending. So I'll go ahead and jump forward since we're talking about companions, talking about Fox and Sharon.
When you get abducted by space aliens. Yeah, I completely agree. That was a poor ending.
Because at the end, your dad figures out this purifier, the water purifier, and sets it up inside the Jefferson Memorial. And then has this tank full of radiation that it's siphoned off of the water. And the Enclave breaks a whole bunch of it, and somebody needs to go inside manually in this overwhelming radiation and flip the switch. So you're supposed to do that. And no one can survive in there for more than a few seconds.
Yeah.
So if you go in there, you're going to die. For all that Bethesda put into this, they could have just written that a little bit better. Because Sharon is immune to radiation.
So is
Fox,
Fox.
immune to radiation. The robot companion, immune to radiation. Any of these people can just walk in there and flip the switch. Totally fine.
Yeah.
When you try to get them to, they just say, no, this is your destiny.
Yeah.
fuck you and
Yeah.
your shitty writing.
It would have been better had they just not left that as an option. Had
Yeah.
they just taken it out as an option, that would have been better than, that is.
Yeah. Or if you'd crossed the barrier and some kind of door had slammed down and
Right.
and
Just
just
take
taken
them
your
out.
companion out of the
Right,
equation.
right.
Like they could have done anything better than this. You can You can berate Fox into going in and doing it for you, but he gives you so much shit about it. I mean, so it's possible, and then they have to make some other reason because you die at the end, quote unquote.
Right. It's this is where the DLC comes in, because at the end of the game you die. The original game, you get the Brotherhood of Steel or
Broken
Steel. Yeah, that because normally you can't continue after the game. You're playing the original game, you beat the game, that's it. Your character is done. You can load a previous save, but if you have been saving over the same file all the time, you're just done. But yeah, you get the DLC and you can continue to play afterward, and it continues the story a little bit. There's not a lot to it. You get
because besides the water purifier, also trying to rebuild
an Air Force base though with
the giant robot.
Oh yeah, that's before because I wanted to say Optimus Prime. What is it?
Definitely
Liberty Prime. Liberty Prime is the name of the giant robot, which is a whole cool scene leading up to the end. But yeah, the Broken Steel, continues the story because they have the Enclave still has this Air Force base with a satellite with nukes on the satellite they're going to launch. So you've got to go take care of that problem, but it's not strong on the story. But at least it allows you to continue playing the game afterward. So.
And all the armor pretty much sucks in the game except for power armor, which I feel like that's a big thing in 3 and New Vegas is to get training because you have to get a perk in order to wear power armor.
Right.
So seeking out someone who can train you in this to give you that perk is always like a big thing.
Yeah, it happens in the storyline of Fallout 3, but not in
New Vegas. You have
to seek it out. You have to befriend the Brotherhood of Steel, who are not the same Brotherhood of Steel in Fallout 3 because they're different factions of the group.
I thought that was cool too. Where it's
you meet the outcasts, who are more traditional Brotherhood of Steel. Yeah, they're more.
It's very political. I love that. Yeah. That's really cool. That enforces the lore that they've created. I like it a lot.
Because there are a lot of things about New Vegas I like more than Fallout 3, but Fallout 3, what I like about it more, I like about it a lot more.
I love the hardcore mode. I think that was my favorite part of New Vegas. It was much better. Because it actually adds survival aspects to the game. You have to eat and drink. You have to worry about how much ammo you're carrying. So.
What was cool about Fallout 3 was because I was living in DC at the time.
Yeah.
So I was going to all the different locations that are very close to me, and you going down into the metro and because it's set up really, really well. Actually, because you have to know
it knows exactly where it's collapsed over here. You see that feral ghoul squatting over there,
because you have to take the red line to get in certain locations and figure out your way around the metro.
That was maybe because you were living there. That was nightmarish for me.
It. Oh, I fucking hated it.
Because you can't any other time in the game you can rely on your little quest marker.
Yep.
You can head straight for that.
Yep.
But no, not in the metro.
Not in the metro, and not even that. But it's that moment where I would be following the quest marker. And then come to collapsed buildings, and it was fuck! I have to find an entrance to the metro, find that entrance to the metro, fight my way down, and then be all right, now what? Which way is gonna put me where I want to go? I'd have no idea. I'd fight a million feral ghouls, come up, I'd emerge, and then be nope, this isn't the right way. Go back down, go back the way I came, fight more feral ghouls, choose a different route.
Yeah,
it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare.
Because it's an evil perk, but cannibalism in the game. So you can eat dead bodies, recover health and whatnot. And what I like this about the game is hidden in the metro, there is the vampire cult.
Yeah.
Who you get a quest way early on about this city way far away where there's supposedly vampires. I remember struggling I struggled in the game to get to 2 places, to this city where the cannibalistic vampire cult is, and to get to Rivet City. The boat that's built on a...
Staying on Rivet City was the problem I had. Not getting there. Because it's I just explore Rivet City and be oh, I'm in the ocean.
I have to get here. Okay, who the fuck are these Talon mercenaries that just keep coming out of nowhere and screaming at me?
Yeah.
So, let's see. Another part I loved. Okay, well, the vampire cult. You go if you have cannibalism, you can like befriend them and do a lot of stuff with them, or you can try to rehabilitate them. I know the vampire leader is pretty powerful, but if you can manage to steal the key off of him, he has a unique weapon that's super powerful for melee, hidden in his locker.
Shish kebab.
Yeah, the shish
Like
kebab.
the flaming
I
shish
think,
kebab. Yeah.
I think that was one of the most powerful combinations because it's already a powerful weapon, and it does fire damage. And there's a perk that lets you do it's like 50% more with flaming weapons for like the flamer, the whatever, the incinerator, and the shish kebab is one of them. So yeah, you're doing tons of melee damage, like triple of what the next melee weapon, like the super sledge or whatever. Yeah, so it's.
No, I'm going to talk about this, but I got sidetracked myself. But trying to get all the achievements is all the different karmas. So what I did to do that was I would steal a bunch of stuff to get evil karma, and then what I found that wasn't patched is I would just go like in my house, throw a mine. As soon as it would hit the ground, it would start to beep, beep, beep. It's going to detonate. Click on it again to disarm it. 7 XP. Pick it back up. Throw it out again. Disarm it. Throw it again. Disarm it.
There's another infinite XP glitch that you can exploit, and that's I think Mr. Sandman is the perk.
They patched it on the PS3 and 360.
As it's any sleeping NPC, you can just slit their throat. You just sneak up on them, slit their throat.
That's the Mr. Sandman perk.
Mr. Sandman perk. So you can't kill children in the game.
That's like a huge taboo in like all of fiction. Like you're just not supposed to kill kids.
Oh, there are mods. Don't worry. For PC players, you can kill children if you really want. But yeah, so children are indestructible, but you can still try to kill them. So yeah, you sneak into like this kid's room at night while he's sleeping and just continuously like slit his throat.
30 XP. 30 XP. Yeah, because I was sad when I'm going to do this. I took the Sandman perk, they patched it by no option to ever kill.
So you go into Little Lamplight at level 4, and you come out of Little Lamplight at max level.
God, okay, because Little Lamplight, first you go to Big Town first.
Yeah.
And like you have to help defend them against super mutants and stuff like that.
They're all kind of cowardly adults.
They're weird. They're weird
young
people.
Adults, yeah.
So yeah, it turns out that there's like a cavern somewhere else in the game entirely run and populated by children. And once you get like at a certain age, they all just kick you out. Mm-hmm. So when you have to go through a Little Lamplight to get into Vault 87 where Fox is, because that's the only way down there. So you have to get down there and negotiate with them, and they're dicks. Mm-hmm. They're such dicks. But there are perks. There's like Child at Heart that you get to stroll in, and you don't have to do a quest for them or anything. Mm-hmm. You just have that perk for a dialogue option. They let you right in. There are a lot of cool perks like that depending on if you're a man, you can take one to seduce women, or gender vice versa, or Children at Heart.
Lady Killer and all that.
Yeah. Black Widow and Lady Killer, and So
made it sound like you could seduce children. You can seduce
there's
women. There's another one for children.
There's the pedophile mod. We got you covered. Let's see, what else Paradise Falls. I wanted to talk about
the slavers. Yeah. Because you can now that is a villain in this game that you can join. You can get the I forget what weapon it's called, but you essentially mesmerizer. Yeah, you daze any character, like any unessential NPC. You can mesmerize and put a slave collar on them and take them back to Paradise Falls and sell them.
I wasted so much time. I shouldn't say wasted because I enjoyed it. Just like assaulting that place. Like I had so much fun because like there's so many different points. Like I would just circle around their encampment and just harass the shit out of them until I realized I'd killed all of them, and then I just walked in.
The only person that you could like slap a slave collar on that I wanted to is right outside of Megaton. There's this city called like Minefield, and it's just like a bunch of cars and houses all lined up. I remember I was walking and mines are just blowing up left and right. Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. And suddenly like I'm just getting shot. No matter how far away I am, I'm just getting fucking shot constantly.
And it's not just you getting shot. Like the cars in this game, the cars are all nuclear powered. If you shoot them, they'll catch on fire and then explode in like a mini nuclear blast. So yeah, he's shooting the cars as well, so they're exploding around you.
Yeah, I mean, Minefield's just a fucking crazy, and it's just like this insane man named Arkansas who just has a ton of ammo and a sniper rifle, and he's just shooting everyone he can see inside this building. But he's one of the people they want to enslave. I'm like, all right, yeah, how about let's get up there and do that.
Oh god, that place pissed me off so much because that was the not far from there is where you meet one of the best companions in the game that we didn't mention, dog meat.
Yeah.
So you get a dog in this game. He's not that strong though. Doesn't have a lot of hit points. So you meet dog meat. He starts following you. I pretty much went straight there from getting dog meat on my team. Went to Minefield. He didn't last. I had him like a whole 10 minutes.
Because you can also recruit your childhood bully, Butch of the Tunnel Snakes. In Vault 101. Did everybody save Butch's mom?
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah, because you could just let that alcoholic bitch die. It's up to you.
I did.
Or you can just go ahead and kill her. Whatever.
Most playthroughs I didn't, or I did, but the first playthrough I remember I couldn't find because he like runs out to you, and I'm still not really familiar with this
the layout,
the layout of the vault yet. So he runs up to you for help, and he's like, "Help my mom! She's in the room over there." And I look around. There's like 3 different ways to go.
You shrug.
And
You shrug and just walk out.
yeah. And so the whole time she's getting attacked by rad roaches.
Yeah, she's
I can
on
hear
fire
her.
and rad roaches are killing her. She's drunk. She doesn't know.
So I'm like just looking around for her, and didn't save her that time. And he calls you like an asshole.
Yeah.
So.
I had so much fun fist fighting on this. I had so much fun fist fighting him and the other tunnel snakes right before you take the goat.
Right.
I fucking love it. Where it's just like, especially because like playing that the first time and then beating the shit out of me, and then like going back a second time, and be like, I know how to play this game now. Cripple your head, cripple your head.
Oh god, I think it was Shake. I think it was Shake of Fist Butcher fame. I was watching playthrough one time. Cogmaster Shake. Oh god, that was the most frustrating thing because I'm watching him play through the intro, and I guess that's the arguably one of the good and the bad. It's a double-edged sword, these open world games, because like there's a lot to see, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
So he's going around and like you're walking with your father, he's talking to you, but he's like so you're just standing there looking at this like clipboard on the table. You're just gathering toy cars and clipboards and just random shit. You're just going to lockers and there's this dialogue like barely audible going on that's like key to the story,
Right.
like it's going on like 2 rooms away that you're supposed to be
rummaging through
listening
trash
to.
cans.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
But I remember that scene where you're supposed to take up for Amanda and fight Butch,
Yeah.
defend her. But he's like over there getting a drink of water, like not listening to anything going on, like, not doing anything. They're just standing there like making fun of her and teasing her. So like coming on to her, I think they were like very, very like molesty vibes
Yeah.
coming from.
So that's when you should have jumped up and pulled the power, be like, guess you got to buy the game if you want to figure out what happens. Because let's see, what other notes did I have? The one thing that's very different about Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas is the more you pump into skills, you still have a chance of succeeding in this game. It's percentage based. Like if you have your diplomacy or whatever high enough to try and negotiate or barter or
Right.
things like that. Even if you have none, it'll be like 2%. But
Right. You can try it.
You can try it and you might succeed. I like that
I
better
do
than
too.
New Vegas, where like if your skill is not that exact number, if
doesn't
it
show
is,
up.
you're gonna succeed. If it's not, you're
Right.
gonna fail.
I like that too. Although I wish that they didn't show you. I like that they indicate that there's a percentage of chance that you will fail, but I don't like knowing that percentage.
Right, because I think the reason they changed that was because it was too easily exploited. Just save your game right before the decision. If it doesn't work, reload, try it again.
Right.
But yeah,
Which I did a bunch.
Yeah. You mentioned the difference between Fallout 3 and New Vegas, which I don't really know which one I liked better. but I do think Fallout 3 really had more like big moments.
Yeah.
Like New Vegas really just didn't capture the moment where you go out into the world for the first time. You know, you're blinded
Right.
by that like flare. You know, you've got the music changes. You've got this whole open
Right.
world. The first time you meet the Brotherhood of Steel, they're like under fire, and you run in and start helping them, and you know they tell you to grab a gun, so you grab a gun, you're shooting at super mutants. Then all of a sudden, this super mutant behemoth, this like Godzilla-sized super mutant, just bursts through, and you've got to grab the nuke launcher and like take him down, and like shit like that. Yeah, they're just
cinematic.
Yeah,
moments.
they're just
Liberty Prime when you're
Yeah.
fighting the
Yeah.
Enclave and there are huge blackbirds coming over the sky.
right. Helicopters are exploding. You've got this invincible laser shooting robot on your side. Yeah, you're just.
New Vegas, I think in general was more subtle because it was like from the beginning, you don't have this long setup like you do in Fallout 3. They set it up where it's like a mystery, where it's like, okay, figure out what happened to you. And so I think a lot of stuff was downplayed in New Vegas just to kind of like have that sense of mystery. Because like Fallout 3, you're right. It's really cinematic. Like there are really cinematic moments. And then New Vegas kind of just seemed like I'm just unraveling a mystery to a certain point in the game, and then the rest from that point forward is just like resolving all of that.
Yeah. I mean, they both have big positives and negatives. I mean, they're
different.
They're different.
Yeah.
I think they're both just about as good as each other if you boil everything down. But
I am super ready for Fallout 4.
oh god, yes. God, yes.
Yeah.
And because I feel like maybe they're more like little things hidden in Fallout 3, like, and I'm sorry if I'm wrong. There's tons of things we're just not going to be able to get to because this game is so huge. And I feel, the line kind of blurs between 3 and New Vegas. So if I say something that's in New Vegas, I'm sorry. Let Dave know how I fucked up.
Yeah, please let me know. I really want to know about it.
Because I think it's Fallout 3 where if like you're just wandering around and you start finding like shopping carts, like, you know, like a trail, and you walk over and there's like a cave or something like that, and there's just like a teddy bear sitting there. No, you just walk around the teddy bear, nothing special about it, it's just there. But you pick it up, and that's when you'll hear something. You'll see like your radar and a red dot on your radar, and you turn around and look at the cave, and there's this just massive super mutant behemoth charging in at you because you took his teddy bear. And there are like a lot of things like that. Somewhere in DC, there's like the plunger house, where you walk in and it's just hundreds of plungers filling this house, and some of them are bloody. It's just very weird.
It essentially looks like any of my houses in a Fallout game, where it's just like, this is the closet where I keep all the mugs that I found.
Let's see. I know the Dunwich building.
Yeah, I love
an
the
unmarked
Dunwich
quest. There are
building.
lots of
Yes.
unmarked quests in Fallout 3.
That ties into what is it? Point Lookout? Is that the DLC where you go to
Maryland, like this. Yeah.
because you find like basically the Necronomicon there, and you've got to take it back to the Dunwich building to that creepy looking
That
like,
black obelisk.
and dispose of it there. But yeah, that Dunwich building was super
because you didn't expect it.
creepy,
You just find this house in the middle of nowhere,
Yeah.
unmarked, nothing special about it.
Yeah.
yeah. It's creepy from the beginning, but yeah.
And then reading all of the
The
logs.
logs, yeah.
Really cool.
Because there was this thing. Let's see. I know because Tenpenny Tower. There is, of course, Tenpenny, and then the guy who wants you to blow up Megaton. You blow up Megaton, and the guy who wants you to is just laughing hysterically, but gives you Tenpenny Tower is just super nice and still kept up very well. All the inhabitants are rich, snooty, and just assholes to you, no matter what. But if you get your room there and you can set up shop. But the first time you go there will be a ghoul outside wanting to get in, and the guy's like, "No ghouls allowed. Get the fuck out of here." And
No ghouls allowed.
So if you follow Roy the ghoul, he really wants to help you. Like, it's not fair. I just want me and my friends to be able to live safely. We're living in the sewers. It's awful. We just want some place to lay our heads down safely.
Yeah.
So then you can help him infiltrate Tenpenny Tower and open up the gates and let him move in. You think you're doing a good thing.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it's fair. I'm a good guy. Ghoul, human equality. All right, awesome.
Yeah.
You leave. You come back. Roy has killed everyone in the building,
Yeah.
and it's just full of ghouls.
Yeah. Tenpenny Tower is one of my favorite locations in Fallout 3 because of that. And also because of that was such a fun building to just explore and play in and then like eavesdrop on people and like snoop on like people's affairs and shit like that. Like that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, 'cause sneaking and opening up saves and
Yeah.
picking pockets and stuff like that and putting everything together because like two of them are having affairs
Yeah.
and you can take letters and expose
Exploit
it.
that, yeah.
And then the other woman comes in there and shoots the other woman in the head and kills her.
There's some really cool stuff in Tenpenny Tower. And then like when you get to the top also is really cool. Cause that's,
The balcony.
the balcony, which I assume is the tallest building in.
Yeah, it's the only place
in
with
the
a
game.
view, I remember, yeah. Well, that and the top of the Washington Monument when you go up there and
Yeah,
put
that's
your
right.
satellite.
So that's where you go. You go to the balcony overlooking the wasteland whenever you set off the detonation for Megaton, because you could see the nuke in the distance. So.
Well, I guess that's Moira.
Moira.
There because she's like this very giddy, happy shop owner.
Right.
And she asks you, she wants to write a book, and you have to go on all these weird quests for her, like you're breaking your bones, going through dangerous places, so she can write this book. And she gives it to you, and you get a bunch of stat perks and shit like that. Or you can tell her it's an awful idea, and she loses her chipperness and just becomes like this sad sack of a person for the whole rest of the game. Or when you blow up Megaton, she will survive and be a ghoul. And when you go to the underworld, she's down there living as a ghoul.
Are you shitting me? That happens?
Yes.
That's the thing that happens.
Yes.
If you blow up Megaton,
Yep.
she survives as a ghoul?
Yep.
Holy shit. That is amazing. Wow. Man, I need to blow up Megaton.
Because yeah, this game, like it's so well done with all like the depth and nuance.
Yeah.
And
The Oasis. Yeah, there are a lot
Yeah.
of like very new.
the
forgot about
because the
Oasis.
Oasis has the plant from
Yeah.
that guy is in like Fallout 1 and 2, I think.
Yeah, because I mean, it really stands out more than any other place. Tenpenny Tower, Capital Wasteland. It's like this nice tower, still in good repair. Then you go to the Capital Wasteland is a wasteland, like just dead trees, rocks everywhere, and then you find these like lush green trees just like standing out in the middle of nowhere. You go up to it and you find that there are survivors there, and they're like in this weird little kind of druid cult. They worship a living tree. Who, I forgot what it
tree's
is.
like a redneck
Harold,
guy. Yeah.
or something like that. His name's Harold, but he used to be an adventure scrounger or something,
Or a janitor or something like that. Yeah.
he was in he went into a vault where they were experimenting with plants, and they were attacked, and like this chemical like exploded on him or something.
It's
got
like
on
the
his head.
the virus like
Yeah.
combined with like plants or something like that.
Yeah,
gets
so
on
he
him.
has this tree growing in his head. Like growing out of his skull, he's got this tree. And you meet him in Fallout 1 and it's just like this twig growing out of his head. You meet him in Fallout 2 and it's a little bit bigger. And you meet him in Fallout 3, which is hundreds of years later. And it's like he's a full grown like ant, pretty much, just rooted to the ground. He can't move, but he can still talk. And
Yeah, he's miserable and
Yeah.
just wants you to kill him.
Did you end his life?
Yeah,
Or did you,
because you get a perk depending on what you do, a story perk. Let's see. I guess we should look over my notes, talk about the DLC. Well, I want to talk. Oh, I guess I mentioned this quest just because Dave and I talked about it whenever Ian read in the Civil War soldier voice. We talked about wax recordings because there is a quest where. It's you versus the people from Paradise Falls who have enslaved this group of people, and you need to free them, and they want to fight back, but they need to be inspired. So you have to go get all the remaining artifacts about Abraham Lincoln and bring it back and put it back in a museum and inspire them. And one of the objects is Lincoln's voice. So I remember like, is that actually a thing? Like, is there like a wax recording of one of Abraham Lincoln's speeches? Is this real? No, it's not real. It's like he missed like the window of that to happen like just by a few years. But
They some of the random elements of this game, because that quest reminded me too. So you come across this building, you go in, and there are escaped slaves from Paradise Falls, and then you can. They give you quest. You can have them relocate to the Lincoln Memorial, and then you can inspire them to fight back against Paradise Falls, where they all escaped from. Whenever I was relocating them to the Lincoln Memorial, that would just happen to be the moment when I got attacked by Talon Company mercenaries. So like, there's just this clusterfuck, and they all fucking died. All the freed slaves that I just found this new home for just all died. I think one of them was essential, so he didn't. He survived.
There are only a handful of unkillable people in the game, and I've seen playthroughs where they kill everyone else in the whole area except like the 3 or 4 unkillable people.
And there are, it's mostly for story quest, like the main story, and they do a pretty good job about once they're done, like they're done with that part of the quest, or you complete that quest,
that they can be killed.
That they can be killed after that point. So.
But let's see the DLC first. We talked about Broken Steel. I really enjoyed Broken Steel because of everything that it did, the story, and then the game mechanics were added onto it. The next one after that was The Pit.
I liked The Pit.
I like The Pit too. It gets a lot of flack.
Yeah.
What is it? I haven't played any of the DLC. What's The Pit?
You go to Pittsburgh. It's I liked it because I don't know. I just love parts of the games, like in games where you've got all this stuff, you've amassed all this stuff, and it's taken away from you, and you're basically imprisoned. You've got to infiltrate the pit, which is this community using slaves to process steel.
Because Pittsburgh itself is founded, it's a steel city, so like it has like the only functioning remaining steel mill like in the U.S. So like it has its own like small community, but it's like it's pretty gnarly.
Yeah, you go because this ex-slave is trying to find the cure for this disease that they're being riddled with. So he reaches out to help you, offer to help, but you've got to sneak in. Everything's taken away for you. You kind of have to make your life as a slave for a little while. Like the slave owners send you in like this dangerous part of town to collect steel bars where you're like being assaulted by trogs and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. I really enjoy it.
Is it long?
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like it has the potential to be a long story.
If you want to get the achievement by getting all 100 steel beams, it's pretty long. But
that part is a fetch quest. But I mean, I enjoyed the story. Like you find out that the leader of the pit is a former Brotherhood of Steel person who was left like. He's got like he's still got the armor, but it's been like patched so many times. It's like barely functional as power armor anymore. But he used his knowledge to like gather all the different tribes and build his empire basically. But you find out that the cure for the disease that all the slaves are riddled with is a baby. So you've got to make the decision: do you save all these slaves and cure their disease and sacrifice the baby, or do you save the baby and let all the slaves die? So there's a pretty tough choice to be made there. Yeah.
But you get perks and special equipment and stuff like that. Like I enjoyed
some new
it.
enemies. Yeah, some pretty cool equipment. There's basically a battle arena too. So
after the pit released was Operation Anchorage, which I fucking hated.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about Operation Anchorage because of that.
It was a good idea, but just done
so poorly because you have to go through. There's this special untouched armory, but in order to unlock it, someone has to complete the
VR training.
Yeah.
So you hop into a VR machine. It requires a Pip Boy. You have a Pip Boy, so you're selected.
I heard. Okay, I haven't played it, but I heard it is just a way to get a whole bunch of cool shit early
pretty
in the
much.
game. Is that right?
Yeah, it's the VR. So you're thrown into.
You can get the
VR,
most broken item in the game, I guess, from it.
The stealth suit.
Yeah.
So you're thrown into this VR that was set up as training for when China invaded Alaska.
Okay.
It was the software developed by America for it's Operation Anchorage. Yeah, in the scenario, China has invaded Anchorage, and you're supposed to liberate it. So yeah, you
Okay.
go through these missions.
That's cool. I mean,
It's set up to like there are no items once you start the VR mission because it's virtual reality. So you get there's you shoot an enemy, you shoot a Chinese soldier, and they fall down and then they just disappear into light. And there are like health stations set
like
up,
red vault boys that are stationed that you have to make it to.
So there's no like hitting the stim packs and eating food and whatnot. You have to make it to these health stations to refill
so is
your
it
health,
just
stuff
like
that.
very straightforward, like
Pretty much
linear?
Yeah,
I feel like
very-
it's linear, and I feel like you're just kind of jumping through caves for a long time.
Yeah, it is. It is very linear. The only optional part is whether or not you want to like collect. There are secret documents hidden throughout the levels,
Yeah.
so you want to collect the secret documents. There's a point where you're assaulting these different bases, and you build your team. So you have like so many slots for your team. But if you get one of the robots that takes up like 2 slots or something like that, so you want like a melee fighter or a range sniper, stuff like that. That's like literally the only options in the game.
It sounds counter to what everyone likes about Fallout.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It is set up very like Call of Duty.
Yeah, let's say it sounds like
is.
Splinter Cell or something.
It is. It's very cinematic because there's like you go through a field where they're just raining explosions down on you. You've got to dodge explosions. You're assaulting this base, and then all of a sudden this tank comes out, and now you got to battle the tank. So it is pretty cinematic. But yeah, you do get the Chinese stealth suit for doing it, which is a pretty
Yeah.
cool looking
man.
suit. But every time you crouch, it's just like the what is that item? The stealth boy.
Yeah,
That
stealth
gives
boy.
it turns you invisible. So
Infinite-
anytime
infinite stealth boy.
Infinite stealth boy, yeah, as long as you're crouching or sneaking. So it's
So it's
pretty,
it's the Gray Fox mask.
yeah, pretty
essentially.
much. It's pretty broken.
I guess we need to talk about the repair skill in this game because your equipment's constantly degrading. So you're having to make a hodgepodge to constantly repair and make equipment. The better the condition, the more damage it does, and things like that.
I think that's essential in a survival game.
Yeah.
Like in a regular like fantasy role playing game, I don't really like it. But
Yeah, they took it out of Skyrim, and I think that fits with Skyrim
I do
because
too.
they went. Oblivion, you did have durability. Skyrim, they changed the weaponsmithing system to where you just enhance it, and it's
Right.
permanently enhanced.
And I understand it like from an MMO standpoint as well, because I mean you want to support your crafts. So I mean if you want to have item durability in a game like that design decision makes sense to me. It makes sense to me in Fallout because this is a wasteland and what you own should be precious.
Right,
And
you-
if you own something that's constantly degrading, that's precious to you. Like the shish kebab. You want to keep that repaired. And I can't remember. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different things where like I would find that I would become attached to, and it's like, okay, well, I'm always going to keep this repaired because like I have to. Like I don't want to find another one of these things.
What am I going to do with these 30 Talon mercenary armors? Well, all right, I'll just repair my power armor 30 times.
Yeah. I mean, what do you guys think about it?
I like it.
it.
I think
Yeah.
it fits. It seemed like it got a little bit ridiculous where you're like with the automatic weapons. I don't know if you guys used much, but like the minigun. If you go through like 2 clips of the minigun, it's completely broken.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I never used the.
So it does get a little ridiculous as far as automatic weapons, but like the other, like the revolvers, stuff like that, the
Yeah.
melee weapons, I feel like it fits better. But yeah, it just didn't scale. Like the item's health didn't scale with how many rounds you send through it, So because like you get a revolver, like a Magnum revolver. That only has a clip of 6 and does a lot of damage per bullet, or you get this assault rifle that does like a fraction of that damage, but you get to shoot it 20 times, but the health is just draining, off of it every time
Right.
you shoot it.
The
Yeah,
durability.
the durability is just dropping. So I don't think of course there are mods to fix that, but
Well, I also got like into the whole thing where it's like I'd find a whole bunch of I'd kill a whole bunch of Talon mercenaries, and then it was like the game of okay, find the piece of gear that has the most durability, and then all of a sudden just start repairing it with all the identical items, which I thought was fun at first, and then it kind of got old to the point where it's like I don't have to worry about money enough, or I can just leave with this stuff, which is a really in all kinds of games like this is a hard point for me to cross.
It drills it into you at the very beginning that you're just you're so poor, everything you pick up is in disrepair. Like you find a rusty old pistol that has like a quarter durability left, and so it's just ingrained into you because you're selling baseballs and and broken bats to the vendor for small amounts of caps so that you can afford to.
We should have
repair.
mentioned that the currency in this game is
caps.
bottle caps.
Bottle caps, yeah.
You can find cash.
You can sell the cash for caps. But you're conditioned to pick up everything you can in this game early on, and then toward the end of the game it doesn't matter so much. You start leaving shit behind.
Well, sure, I get to a point in the game where it's like, all right, value versus weight, and then it's like, okay, I only carry items with a value of this, like a weight to value ratio equals to this.
Yeah, these fission batteries sell for 20 caps, but they also weigh 20 pounds is the weight. Yeah,
20 stones.
20 stones.
Because once you hit your max weight, your speed dramatically drops, and you can't fast travel.
Right.
So that fucking sucks.
Yeah. So fast travel, I'm glad you brought that up because that is a thing that I never did in this game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did not. And probably why it took me so long to finish it because I didn't fast travel anywhere.
Did you just not let yourself, or did you?
I just didn't let myself. Because
I admire your willpower because I tried playthroughs where I didn't fast travel, and that lasted for a while.
Well, I was worried that I was going to miss stuff.
Yeah,
and I know that I would have missed stuff if I had fast travel.
I know
fast travel being once you've reached a location, it's on your map. You can automatically, if no enemies are around you and you're in your weight limit, you just click on it and you automatically go there.
It's a different story when you're playing with mods, and there's a good chance that if you're traveling from one place to the other and not fast traveling, your game's going to crash. So I could either fast travel here and be okay, or I can spend 30 minutes walking and it crash, and then I have to reload 30 minutes ago.
But I'll be damned if I uninstall a single mod.
Right? Yeah, fuck that.
I think the next DLC after that was Point Lookout, which is my favorite.
Which has frogs in it, apparently.
You go to a swamp and there are noises.
Yeah.
So
they're the mosquito-y kind of.
It's just
what are those bugs? The bloatflies. Yeah.
Oh,
and
God.
Then there's the inbred rednecks.
You find their moonshine, and you're having to go into the jungle where you trip acid.
Oh yeah, that was really interesting because you come across this basically is commune sort of, and you want to try to infiltrate them. But to join, they send you to this swamp. Where you go into this cave, you're supposed to eat from this plant, eat a piece of fruit from this plant. So you do, and you pass out, and the boatman that brought you here,
Boatman,
does brain surgery on you. He collects.
What? What?
He collects pieces of brains from travelers. That's his thing.
So on the way over, he's just performing brain surgery on you?
No, he doesn't on the way over. He's got this deal with this commune. So you actually lose a point of intelligence if you do this quest. So I thought that was a pretty cool touch. But yeah, you pass out, you wake up, and everything's weird. And if you check your stats, you're 1 point lower in intelligence, and you've got this scar on your head. And then after that, you have the option of going back and confronting him about it. And you go
instead of just murdering him.
Yeah. Well,
Hey, there's that guy I'm going to talk to. I don't think I'd play it that way.
You go into his cabin, and sure enough, there are jars with brain, little chunks of brains floating all in it. And you find one that's this seems very, very familiar. So you can collect your.
Is
your
this
own
guy
brain piece.
some kind of Jedi master or something? How is he alive still?
It just most of the people die. Most of the
Okay.
people die after he.
And he's just like, I just want this little brain bit.
well, no, he leaves them. He just collects pieces of brains. Yeah, he's just weird. But yeah, Point Lookout was definitely like the whole like eerie, like kind of foggy, swampy area is a pretty cool little DLC.
Yeah, I loved every second of it. And then after that is my least favorite, which is Mothership Zeta.
This game had
Like
a lot of fucking DLC.
Like I said,
Jesus.
the end of the game, abducted by aliens.
yeah.
Because there is like a one unmarked spot in the map where you find an alien spacecraft that's crashed, and inside it is their strongest weapon in the game, the alien blaster. But there are only like 6 rounds of ammo for it.
Yeah, you can. I forgot how many there. You can. Yeah, there is a finite number. But actually, the first time I played through, I found it pretty early on because it's not far from where you get dog meat and minefield, and I just stumbled across it and got the alien blaster. Kept finding ammo for it, like just as I was going down. But yeah, it's like a basic one-hit kill for whatever you come across because it's
Except
guaranteed.
for Fox.
Except for Fox, yeah, he'll take infinite number of those to the head. But yeah, it's an instant critical, like 4 times damage, pretty much just disintegrates.
And they
anything.
just turn to ash.
Yeah.
It's just an energy weapon.
Yeah. But then, like, once you get the DLC, you go and check that, and the aliens abduct you and a whole bunch of other people from various time periods, and you have to collect these alien data logs and find your way back out to have them return you.
Yeah, you basically get the kid from Aliens, the little scavenger kid from
Newt?
Aliens. Yeah, Newt. You get a cowboy, a samurai, and
The repair woman.
yeah,
The best repair person in the entire fucking game. And then after Mothership Zeta, she's gone. Never see her again. So, but I feel like it was kind of a lit down for the last one.
yeah. It was. It was interesting, but it was
Yeah.
okay, not great. So.
Overall, I think it was pretty good.
Just pretty good.
I think it's pretty good.
That's it.
The game or this episode?
I don't. What are you talking about? Which are you talking
I feel like
about?
we've covered
Overall,
this game.
life, our
Yeah.
30
Life's
something
pretty
years.
good. Pretty
You're
good.
just you're being very vague right now.
Been pretty good.
It's
42
pretty good.
years. I think I don't have anything else that I feel. Well, I guess the lock picking mini game.
I liked it.
I like
hacking
it.
too. Yeah.
It
I
makes
loved
you. It makes Bobby. Because at the first, I'm just like breaking Bobby pins, fucking left
It made
and
me
right.
look at bobby pins that Nicole leaves around the house a little differently. Like I don't mind them so much, knowing that I might need to pick a lock
One day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hacking into computers is basically what a game called Mastermind, where you're just trying to figure out like.
Yeah, it's just a logic game. It gives you pick a word,
Yeah.
and it tells you how many of those letters are right. So you go from there to the next one. It'll tell you how many letters of that one are right. So you got it. Yeah.
But you have so many chances, and you're locked out of that permanently. But then the glitch is like I think you have like 4 strikes. If you get 3 strikes, then just exit out and go back in, and it refreshes. So
Right.
just do that over and over again until you figure it out.
Do you like the mini games? Like, I mean, like, does that add to it, or is that something that you feel like, well, I'm putting skill points into this stuff. It should just happen.
I've never been frustrated by it.
Yeah.
I haven't either. And I feel like it gives you a nice little break from.
Yeah, because they're easier the more you put skills into it. And
Yeah,
I
if
get
like
that.
just like a hellfire of bullets and lasers raining around you, you need a break, just check a computer.
Yeah, that is true.
You zone out, everything's fine. I'm gonna play this game for a little while. Don't worry about it.
I think they're changing that in Fallout 4. Like whenever you open your Pip-Boy, things slow down instead of freezing.
Instead of stopping.
Yeah.
And I believe there is. I think it's in Fallout 3. I don't think it's in New Vegas. There's a perk called like shiny armor, and the illustration is like the Pip-Boy, but he's covered in like full plate that's shiny. And the benefit is whenever you're hit by an energy weapon, you get damage reduction like 5 points because your armor is so shiny it reflects energy back at you.
Yeah.
I think I think you have to wear sunglasses too, or
Yeah,
something like
you're
that.
right, something like that. But to my knowledge, it was never patched because the perk itself does nothing because of a programming flaw. Like for every other instance, like all if statements in the game for energy weapons are all energy space weapons.
Okay.
Quotations. That's its marker for any reference to that. Only in the if statement for this perk, they accidentally made energy weapons all one word, so it references nothing. So the perk literally does nothing because there's nothing.
Unless you're hit by an energy weapon with no space in it.
So I know I read that the other day when I was doing research. I was like, oh, because I took that. I never felt like anything happened because I'm all about defense. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm going to take this.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I kind of geared myself through defense the first playthrough, and then I just went all offense after that. It was better to shoot somebody in the head for critical damage and take them out than it was to shoot them 12 times with a handgun and be shot,
And in a later playthrough, then I learned to appreciate the value of drugs because you can because remember in Broken Steel when I went to assault the Enclave, I fucking overdosed. I was just like jet,
Yeah.
Med-X, blah, 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 just fucking heroin to the max and just charged in there just like a madman. But then, because I feel like it's almost random. Like the first time you take jet, addicted, and then you have to keep taking it. And
I think
when you hit withdrawal, it's such horrible negatives.
I think the drugs were done pretty well because they actually do benefit you. Like there is an appeal to taking them.
I was straight at it.
There is definitely an appeal to taking drugs.
I never took a drug in the game.
Like the alcohol, not so much, but the jet, the
Psycho.
turbo, psycho, because psycho is just like a flat 25% bonus to damage, but there is like a higher and higher percentage you'll get addicted the more you take them. But then again, you can just go to the doctor, like, doc, I'm addicted, and he just clear.
No, you're not. That's all I got, I think.
Yeah, I don't have anything to add. I'm sure I'll think of something on the way out.
Yeah,
I'm
there'll
sure
be
there's
so many things we'll forget because this game's so fucking
because
huge.
we just kind of glanced over the story, and
We could really, I mean, we could do so many episodes just about Fallout 3. It's so big.
The voice actor for your dad is Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
Ron Perlman's the narrator.
Yeah. Rubbing your beard, Tyler?
Rub my beard.
Is that a signal to Dave?
Yep.
I was looking at this Paducah map that you've got, so I didn't notice that.
It's okay.
It's beautiful. Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
I've had a lot of fun today
Yeah.
talking about all kinds of crazy stuff that we can expect in the near future. If you were to give this game a beard, Tyler, what kind of beard do you think you would give it?
I would give this Great Odin's Beard. So strongly as do I feel about the quality of this game.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's pretty fucking amazing.
pretty good.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. I like that. If you were to give this game a pair of glasses, that sums up how you feel about it. What kind of glasses would you give it?
I would have to give it the Nerve Gear from Sword Art Online,
Okay. Yes.
which the Nerve Gear in Sword Art Online is the virtual reality system that allows you a full sensory experience. So it is the top of the line virtual reality.
So this is what you would like to experience? Like this, like out of all the games, you're like, I want to pick like the most miserable one. The like,
Fallout Jet Psycho.
So when you're in the nursing home and they're like, Mr. Holland, how would you like to spend the rest of your lives? What game would you like to jack into for the few more years you have left?
I want to listen to the same 6 songs on the radio, take a lot of drugs, and just murder people. All right.
do you have any achievements for this game, Tyler?
Nope, it had achievements. I didn't even fuck with it.
All right.
And pretty solid achievements for the
Yeah.
most part.
Yeah. I have one. I know we normally don't do it because when there's achievements in it, we don't fuck with it. My one achievement is called Buy the Game. And in order to unlock Buy the Game, what you have to do is get trapped in a conversation with the ghoul bartender in Tenpenny Tower. Because that is exactly what happened to me and forced me to buy the game. Because I had downloaded a copy of it for the PC and everything was fine. The game ran great. It was amazing. And then I got to Tenpenny Tower, talked to the bartender, had a conversation with him, backed out of the dialogue, just frozen. Like I just couldn't move. Like I was paralyzed. Like everything else is still going on around me. It's just like I couldn't do anything. And like I could enter a conversation with him again and like go through the whole dialogue tree again. Like, to the point where I was like, is this a bug in the game? Do I need to choose something that lets me leave? No. It's like none of that conversation's super important. It's just like, all right, well, fine. I'm gonna exit out.
He didn't make that. He was like, "Do you want your legs back?"
Yeah. We did you up like Star Fox. I hope you don't mind. So I exited out of the game. I came back in, reloaded, and there I was, just right there. I was just stuck right there in front of the bar. And it was like, I didn't save here. This is weird. So I was like, all right, I'm buying the game. And I did. I bought the game. Piracy does not pay, kids.
Nope. At least not for games.
Yeah, and you can buy this. You can buy this game pretty cheap now.
Yeah,
like all the
absolutely.
DLC for like $20-$30, something like that.
Yeah, I've got the Game of the Year edition on sale. It's on Steam.
On
for
Steam
like,
sale, yeah. This is like the complete everything for like $9.99.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So if you've never played before and you go and buy it, word of advice: do not activate the toilet. It is not what you think.
Oh, yeah, I'm so glad you brought up the toilet because here's me in every Fallout game. Oh, there's a thing in the toilet I want to pick up. Oh, I'm accidentally drinking toilet water.
Radiation.
It's just like, I guess I'm just going around like I want the outside camera view of me like picking everything up in a toilet with my mouth. I'm just bobbing for Jet.
Jet or sometimes food. Like, no, I'll take this potato. That's fine.
Oh, no.
Nicole was reading. It was a post on Reddit. It was like your favorite video game logic. She was reading them off to me, and 90% of them were like Skyrim or Fallout. And the Fallout one she read was you're drowning, you take damage, so you drink bottled water to recover the damage you're taking from drowning. So, yes, that is a mechanic in the game. As you're drowning, you take damage, and yeah, you can drink bottled water to recover your health.
Oh, man.
So that needs to be achievement, I guess.
Yeah, I like that. Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess we know how much this game is, so no need to play that.
Yeah,
that game.
all of our end episode segments are ruined. Just all ruined.
Why did we even do this? Fuck. Just delete everything.
Yeah.
Just delete everything.
Let's just waste 2 hours of Josh's time.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, or SoundCloud. So don't miss the next episode. Fallout New Vegas.
Yep.
That's what we're going to do.
It's going to be a hard one, too, because we're going to record it the day that Fallout 4 comes out, I think.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
We didn't plan that very well, did we?
I already talked to you about this, Dave. Unfortunately, won't be playing Fallout 4. I'll be playing the new StarCraft game, but hope you guys enjoy. I'm sure you will. It looks really good.
You have chosen poorly.
I am choosing to wait until all the bugs get fixed, because Bethesda's notorious for bugs early on in the game.
Yeah, there's probably... But see, that's going to be kind of the fun.
Okay. Yeah. You lose a game. You lose a save at the end of the game.
It's all part of the fun.
36 hours of my life.
I get to play it again.
This is what I want my nerve gear for.
It's like whenever I open up a Snapple, it's like, I get to play again. Oh, man. They're allowing me to buy more.
So I know that Phil Hawkins, Sandwich Pope Phil Hawkins, is also getting StarCraft instead of Fallout 4. Such a weird release date. Like, that's a crappy overlap, I feel like.
It's my birthday. It's a great release date. What are you talking about?
We had the best release ever. I don't know. It just feels like an example of nope, neither of us are backing down for this release date. So we're just gonna release 2 games at the same time, and then a week later, Star Wars Battlefront's coming out. So just a whole bunch of shit that people are looking forward to coming out at once.
I'm set with just Fallout 4. Pretty good. Pretty good overall.
I want to play all 3 of them, so I'm straight up screwed.
Still love those iTunes reviews. Love them. Need them. Please subscribe. Give the show a 5-star rating and write a review. If there's a game you want us to play, or a guest host you want for a certain episode, an idea for what you want us to do next, whatever, it's fine. Whatever you put in there, we promise we will get to that eventually.
Eventually. Oh, fuck.
I was like 2, Josh. It's fine. Don't worry, guys. Like Tyler said, we're going to be back. We're going to be talking about New Vegas. In the meantime, you can always find us on tadpog.com. That's where the show notes live. You can find us on Facebook. We're at facebook.com/tadpog. There's a lot of cool people on there doing a lot of cool shit. Thanks for having conversations on there. That's cool. I'm really glad that that you guys are. It's cool to see what your thoughts are on particular episodes. So if you're wondering, like, where do I let Tyler and Dave and Josh know what I feel about this episode, that's the place to do it. Facebook.com/tadpog. You can find us on Twitter. We are at tadpog_podcast. It's cumbersome, I realize. Thank you for everybody who's retweeting us, especially our episode announcements. Something happened last time where the WordPress plugin did not automatically tweet the episode announcement. So I'm hoping that's fixed. I'm hoping that's fixed for tomorrow. If it's not, sorry, guys. Also, back to iTunes reviews. I want to thank Parker858 for the 5-star review. I want to thank Travis Farmer T for a 5-star review, and I want to thank Cheese for a 5-star review. We also have a Patreon. You can find us at patreon.com/tadpog. And hey, did you like this episode? Do you want to support the show? That is the way to do it. So I want to thank some people who have recently donated and who have upped their pledge amount. I'd like to thank Rob Torres. I hope I got your name right. I'm sorry. For the new donation, and Master of Coin, Ryan Walters, who just recently upped his donation. So thanks, guys. Tyler, how's that pacifier feel?
Delicious.
Yeah.
Okay. Ken makes it's the height of humor to pull the pacifier out of her mouth and put it in my mouth.
It is. It's pretty funny. Josh and I were laughing.
She also likes to offer you bites of crayon and then laugh because it's not food.
Yeah, Meg was saying that earlier. Finally, if you want to give us a phone call, leave us a voicemail, or send us a text, you can at 270-883-2555.
We also have a P.O. box now.
Yeah, we do. What's that address?
Let me pull up the show notes from last episode, and we can get right to that.
Josh, do you know your P.O. box? You do, Nicole. You do know that Nicole's letting us use it, right?
No, I didn't.
Just the 3 slowest blinks I've ever seen.
One, we have a P.O. box. Two,
No, I know our P.O. box.
What is it?
I haven't picked it up in a while. Seriously?
Yeah, seriously.
It's 3785, P.O. Box 3785, Paducah. I think the zip is 42002. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, all in all, the complete package will be TADPOG Studios, care of Nicole Nance, P.O. Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky, 42002.
And you not told me that. And like you just read that off.
I like to think that like we just tricked you all of a sudden into like letting us use your P.O. box. Or it's like, I don't know. Nicole said we could use your P.O. box. What is it, Josh?
Nicole said we could have your social security number, Josh.
How do we convince Josh to give us his P.O. box number? Let's pretend we're doing an episode of Tadpog. No, don't worry. We won't record. Everything will be unplugged.
What's something he's going to want to talk about? Fallout 3, probably. Yeah. We'll talk about mods all day. He won't even know what's going on. Our theme song.
That would be Moves.
By whom?
Sycamore Drive.
And a link to that track can be found where?
On your Pip-Boy.
Yep.
Yes. Absolutely.
On the shows at tadpog.com. How do you want to close this out?
Like a bunch of severed and skinned frog legs twitching around in a bowl of water with salt.
Okay.
Okay. Got it.
So until next time.
I'd really like to talk about pupating for 30 minutes, if that's okay.
Pube painting?
Pupating.
I don't even know what you said. So,
I said pupating.
Pube painting.
Pube painting is better. I think we should go with that. Yeah.
I figured it could use a little more yellow here on the sides.
Just to give it that sickly look.
Yeah.
Sickly piss color.
You know how when you pee paint?